What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is October the 15th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some hot movers and what big money is really focusing on today. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data, we don't really have too much. A lot of Fed speakers. We have New York Manufacturing Index, which current forecast for that is -5. That's coming out at 7:30. So we have a lot of manufacturing data. So we have this one, and then on Thursday we have manufacturing, Philly manufacturing, and then as well on Friday. So that's going to be something to pay attention to. I don't really see it being that big of a market mover though. What is moving the market is obviously more of a realization of the kick-ass bank earnings that did happen and what that does truly mean. So that might be the good catalyst to really propel the market to the next leg up. Aside from that, based on Powell's comments, we might be looking at some rate cuts. So that's obviously really stimulating the broader market. So Dow is up 0.5, S&P 0.72, NASDAQ up 0.96. So despite the tensions between China and the States, as well as government shutdown, that's something that I've seen a couple posts like, hey, have you guys realized that the government's been shut down for like 2 weeks? Nobody really cares about that. So now we have rate cuts in our sight, and that is going to be really propelling the broader market significantly higher. So that's going to be something good for today. So despite the fear and greed index being under the fear category, it's looking and shaping up to be a pretty good day. Starting off, SoFi is up 2.19%. Nothing really crazy from them. No SEC filings. I don't really anticipate any crazy news up until their earnings. And then I think based on kind of popular opinion, crypto will be announced December the 1st, but they'll probably use that as a good maybe talking point possibly for their upcoming earnings. But shorts surprisingly are increasing during the pre-market, which is very abnormal of them, but 9.39% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 110 million shares overall being shorted. So today's a little bit interesting. So I don't know if this means that they are going to be throwing a lot more ammunition at SoFi, possibly in an attempt to slow it down. We saw this like week and a half ago when SoFi just was going up like crazy. You did have shorts doing some very weird actions, and I think again that was just to slow SoFi down, so something to keep in mind. Today with it at 28.46, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot, no different where it closed yesterday, but 28.81 is going to be that key point to watch for today. So again, just add that to your watch list. Moving on, NIO is up 2.5%, recovering from the crazy unjustified push lower yesterday of 5.29%, which I think right now for face value, the big thing for today is this $7 mark. So it really did struggle with this 783, and this is why any stock really struggling with a key resistance level, you're going to consolidate. Now NIO seems to be struggling with this pivot of $7, so it would be advantageous for it just to blow past that and then not look back. But moral of the story, just it really needs to close above $7 today. Only thing that kind of came out was this, so pretty cool milestone for NIO to hit. So power swaps completed, 88,888,888. So pretty good stuff. Amazing stuff, in fact. So this is the big thing that kind of came out. Other than that, it's been more speculative in nature. Right now, shorts surprisingly are returning. I'm not really sure where they're getting that from, but shorts right now, 12.1% at the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 167 million shares overall being shorted. And then moving on from here, ticker is SDOT. So it is sitting at $13 during the pre-market, up 150%. A lot of this is because of comments that Trump did mention about the reliance on cooking oil and how potentially this is where the states might pivot away from that. So SDOT is moving up like crazy. And this is one of many things that Trump did kind of mention during the after hours yesterday. But interestingly enough, market doesn't seem to be caring all that much. When it comes down to shorts, they are increasing about 12,000 shares during the pre-market. 15.44% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 122 million shares overall being shorted. Right now, with it at 1312, it is above all the key fib levels. So today, just watch for that 1302, and if it's able to stay above that, then realistically 1877 is going to be that next strong target / resistance point. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. I don't know what really happened with this stock, but a lot of this is showing this logo right here, so Muscle Maker Grill. So I don't know if this was a reverse merger at one time and this just happened or something like that, but it does look like also they did a 1-for-10 reverse stock split recently, but that's not really relevant, I guess, for today. So moral of the story, just watch for that 1302 to kind of be that key pivot for it today, but it definitely should be on everyone's watch list for a pretty good day trade. Aside from that though, getting to it, PLUG, so it is up 3% during the pre-market. Only thing that kind of came out was this, so Plug participating in TD Cowen non-deal roadshow in Canada. So I think most likely this isn't the reason why Plug is moving higher, rather just market momentum. So it's piggybacking off of the broader market. 31.86% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 356 million shares overall being shorted. So this is absolutely crazy stuff, especially shorts going from about 21% short interest to a peak of 33.8 that was done on September the 25th. That's just insane stuff. So very heavily shorted with it right now at 416, trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 425 and then 454 is going to be the next strong target / resistance points. I don't really see it turning red today, but anything could happen. Of course, we could easily get one tweet coming out and everything and the narrative just changes. But if that does happen, 378 is going to be the next strong support. Moving on, last but not least, the ticker is SLNH. So it is up about 28% during the pre-market because of this. Again, I don't really see this being the primary reason, but they did submit a definitive 14A, so it looks like they're going to be having a shareholder meeting on November the 7th. One is to raise the authorized share count from 75 million to 375 million. So this, of course, is not bullish whatsoever, but it might be also at the same time just piggybacking off of the broader market. There hasn't been any articles, no news, no SEC filings other than this definitive 14A that did come out. So I don't really see this being the main reason. There has to be more to it, but it's not at least hitting mainstream media just yet. Right now, 4.25% of the free floats being shorted, works to be 978,000 shares. So shorts won't be really that big of a deal in my opinion for today. Short score 71.5. So of course it's not a squeeze play or anything like that. With it right now at 354, trading between this R2 and this R1. So 327 and then 209 is going to be support levels. 399 and then 516 is going to be the next strong target / resistance points. So in my opinion, I think that this is one that you could easily day trade. You just have to more look at the more finite kind of details, so more at the 4 hour. So you can kind of look right here. So just watch for 348 to be a strong support, 459 to be that next strong target. So potentially this will be a good day trade. If this 348 does break, in my opinion, I think it's not really advantageous to swing, because these are pretty wide gaps. So 305 would be the following support for the intraday, and yeah, I don't really see much going on there. Not really worthwhile in my opinion, but what do I know? Let me know your general thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that you're trading or buying? Let me know your thoughts on all that. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.